Entertainment Circle Mouth Substitute. I was reborn as the supporting actress in an Entertainment Circle article. After letting myself go, I became an internet jokes substitute. When I was on the same stage with the green tea heroine who cheated on me, she smiled. It was all a misunderstanding. We were just studying the script. Me. It's really a toad kissing a frog. Ugly and useless. She forced a smile. Sister, you misunderstood. Me. It's really like flying a kite under the table. The shot is not high. She was about to cry. Don't bully me too much. Me. It's really like a chicken feather stuck on a bat. What kind of bird are you? Netizens. I was reborn as the resentful female supporting actress in an Entertainment Circle article. She is obviously a rich family, but she was cheated and bullied to death and refused to wake up from her brain. I don't want to be such a resentful person. When the news that my scumbag boyfriend, that is, the original hero Sean, was photographed going to the hotel with the heroine Lily was flying all over the sky, my name news also quietly became a hot search. When I opened my phone, it was full of messages, and almost all of them asked the same questions. What's going on between your boyfriend and Lily? Have you seen the revelations? A push notification popped up on my phone, and I clicked on the hot search. The first and second hot searches were about me. Outdated actress failed in her business, wandered the streets, and lived a miserable life. It was a photo of me, sitting outside the restaurant and making a phone call when it was closed a few days ago. Although I was really just tired of standing at the time and sat on a stone pier to rest my feet, the tricky angle made me look hunched over, with a sense of confusion and vicissitudes after bankruptcy. The second hot search that followed was the names of me, Lily, and Sean. Sean is my boyfriend, and our relationship is semi-public. But, with Lily's name, it feels a bit strange. My friend's text message already gave me a bad feeling, and when I saw the intimate photo of holding hands, I still gasped. Good. I came at the right time. The shameless male and female protagonists have successfully hooked up, and they were accidentally photographed while secretly communicating. According to the story, I should be obsessed with the male protagonist and insist on marrying him. Then they hold hands and look at each other with tears in their eyes, and I am hysterical and will not stop until death. Just like this. The three of us are entangled in a series of bloody stories. However, I don't want to be such a grudge. Lily, this woman, it's fine if she snatches my resources everywhere. She even paints me green. Do you think I'm dead? I called Sean, but he didn't dare to answer the phone. I directly ran to him on WeChat. Without waiting for Sean's apology, he just threw me a sentence, let's break up. He didn't explain, but he was drunk. I sent a message again and found that I had been blocked. I had noticed that he wanted to break up a long time ago. He gradually became cold to me since a month ago. It's just that I was too busy during this period and didn't have time to talk to him formally, so he gave me such a big gift. Very good. The fact that this out-of-date female star Cindy has a green grassland on her head is now known to everyone. The comments and private messages on my social media accounts were all comforting, and there were also some sarcastic voices. Sister is so beautiful. How could she be cheated on? Sean is so short-sighted. It's obviously my sister who is prettier. No way. Lily is more feminine. Cindy is too arrogant. She always looks down on others. Which man would want to find such a woman? Oh my God! They even voted for who is prettier between me and Lily. I couldn't read a word. I was so angry that my head hurt. I logged into Weibo directly, and wanted to say it more tactfully, but my hands seemed to be out of control and I kept doing it. I posted a picture of Pan Jinlian and Shi Men-king together, and another one of Lin Chong killing Shi Men-king angrily, only 1 minute after posting it. The comments below exploded. Really cheated? Is this implying Sean and Lily? Sister, you are a warrior. I have become a fan. When will you kill Shi Men-king angrily? Shi Men-king didn't dare to reply to my message, but he opened a battle line on Weibo. The rumor monger is the real villain. After posting it, she attached a picture of Wu Song in prison. Shameless. Being a mistress. She turned the tables and accused me of rumor mongering. Are her fans blind? They are still defending Lily, saying that she was set up by a honey trap. May I ask if someone forced her to go into the hotel with Sean hand in hand? I was about to have a passionate confrontation with her, but I found that my account had been shut down, and the Weibo post I just posted was also deleted. My agent called and wanted to take back the management rights of my account. They will be fully responsible for handling this matter and not allow me to speak out again. Very good. The old double standard. We are obviously artists of the same company. And it is Lily who did the wrong thing, but it is me who had my Weibo deleted. But Lily's Weibo post, that was veiled for herself, is still there. As if I was at a disadvantage. Sure enough, Lily's dog came out to bark, saying that I deleted the Weibo post because I was guilty. I was so angry that I laughed. I immediately found my account password, smashed the keyboard and wrote a hidden poem. The company deleted the blog. She is a mistress. This matter is not over. The netizens who were watching the show were happy, and the agent was furious. I was immediately blocked at home, confiscated my mobile phone, and educated me. It's nothing more than Lily is more popular than me now, and the company wants to protect her, so they don't allow me to make a big deal. It's cheating. So it's cheating. The bigger the pattern, the company's interests are the most important. Without the company, how can you have a bright future? And you failed in your business recently, and all your industries have been sold. You must be short of money. As long as you cooperate, we will arrange more resources for you, and let you make more money. I thanked him for his thoughtfulness. When I learned that he had specially arranged a duet program for me and Lily, I nodded sensibly and said that I would cooperate with everything. This is their way. They deal with it coldly. As long as I don't come out and the heat is over, this matter can be turned over. Let me and Lily be on the same stage again. Hype up the sisterhood. And use this as a response to whitewash Lily. Great. Who wouldn't say I'm a sucker after hearing this? However, I've been very irritable recently. If I can't control myself, you can't blame me. The agent was speechless. Be more sensible and don't act on impulse. Lily and I were at odds the first time we met. She always had a hypocritical smile and called you sister right away. But she was obviously older than me. She said nice things in front of you, but turned around and made trouble for you in private. Even if this guy did something bad and slept with my ex-boyfriend, she didn't look guilty at all, and actually came up to say hello with a smile. Sister. I rolled my eyes and ignored her, thanks to my agent who was circling around me. Afraid that I would take action, I didn't have a chance at all, until I got on the stage. The venue was open, the audience was everywhere, and the time, place and people were all right. I slapped her in the face directly. Lily covered her face, looked at me in shock, and immediately burst into tears. Sister, how can you bully me like this? You like being a mistress so much. It's okay if you don't have this face. I'll help you tear it off. There was a cheer at the scene. If it weren't for several factory workers dragging me away, I would have wanted to teach her a lesson. This green tea can't stand a beating at all. A coward. Bah! The company was urgently blocked. But there were so many spectators at the scene that the news still leaked out. How did this sister suddenly become so brave? She's amazing. It's a bit cool for the grumpy sister to beat up the mistress. But it's a pity that I wasn't there and missed it. The hot search of me beating up Lily dominated the screen again. And there was a cheer from the bottom. Sister. It's awesome. You are cool. Is the company sure it's okay? My sister who debuted with me asked me worriedly. You are still too impulsive. The senior management is holding an emergency meeting to deal with you. It's okay, I replied to her. I was mentally prepared before hitting her. If I didn't terminate the contract and pay compensation, I would not want to stay in this broken place. That night, I was trapped in the company. I don't know what the group of people were talking about in the meeting. They froze my account and wanted to confiscate my phone. This time I couldn't cooperate. The agent criticized me seriously. Cindy, you don't want to stay in the entertainment industry anymore, right? Do you know how much trouble you have caused? Did I cause it? Am I the shameless one? I don't want to listen to their nagging anymore. If you have time to waste time here, you might as well go and teach Lily to be a new person and tell her to hurry up and go back to her mother's belly to be reborn. Cindy, can you change your bad temper? How much loss have you caused to the company? You either cooperate with the company to apologize to Lily, clarify the matter at the press conference, and compensate the program group for breach of contract, or terminate the contract and get out. They slammed the table. And I slammed the table even harder. Bring the termination contract. I'll sign it now. Perhaps because he didn't expect me to be so straightforward and directly ask for termination. The lines prepared by the agent in advance were useless. He frowned. Do you really want to terminate the contract? Can you afford the termination fee? And the breach of contract fee for ruining the performance? You just went bankrupt when you started a business a while ago. You must be so poor that your belt is tight. You are just being angry for a while. Don't cry and scold the company for being ruthless when you pay the money. What? I kowtow and apologize. And you don't want a penny? Don't I know their tricks? If I choose to reconcile, I will be a grandson in front of Lily and bear all the infamy. When the time comes, I will still pay the money. Not only that, the company will most likely hide me. They will only throw me leftovers that no one wants. And I will be grateful. I must have been crazy to agree to them. I had really endured enough before. I told the truth directly. It was so cool to be a grumpy sister. Have you been angry recently? The agent saw that I didn't buy it, and directly threw me a bill for a Skydge liquidated damages. You are crazy about money. 200 million liquidated damages. I was so angry that I laughed. For in 5 years in this crappy company, the money I earned added up to only more than 1 million. But they actually asked for such a high price. Although it's not that I can't afford it. I can't be a sucker. I will pay the liquidated damages and the termination fee. But you don't have the final say on how much to pay. See you in court. Since the account was opened by the company for us at the time, it was frozen by them now. Seeing the chaos, I couldn't bear it. So I logged into my small account and issued a statement. I am terminating the contract with the company. All statements of the old account do not represent my wishes. As the old accounts lost followers one after another, the battlefield seemed to shift to my small account. I had nothing to do anyway, and a lawyer was taking care of the lawsuit for me, so I would occasionally pick up the 2 little black guys to kill time. Happy times are short-lived. And this incident was so serious that it reached my parents' ears. That night, I was urgently called home. And my mother was even angrier than me, and she was so angry that she cried. It's too bullying. I must terminate the contract. You refused to follow your father to learn business. But you had to go to the entertainment industry to suffer grievances. Look at your little face. It's thin and pointed. You look like a loser. You refuse to let your family help you at all, and now you come back in disgrace. Isn't it shameful? My father looked at me with disgust. You lost your job because of a scumbag. What can I say about you? Oh Dad, Cindy has been bullied like this. Please don't scold her. What does your company say now? Tell me how much money you want. Our family is not short of money. As expected of my brother, he accepted bribes from 20 restaurants and always spoke in my favor. I found out after the lawsuit that it would probably be mediated. My savings were enough to compensate. So I didn't need to take money from my family. What are your plans for the future? My dad grabbed me and said, come back and learn how to do business with me, and take over quickly. The old man was really anxious to retire, and he trained me day and night. So I didn't have time to care about those trivial things with Lily. 5. I went back to the company halfway to move back the equipment I left in the company. The company is very stingy. Although it provides equipment for recording songs, the quality is very rough. These are the equipment I bought with my own money. Although I won't be a singer for the time being, I will not give up singing, and I will move all these things back. When I just entered the door, I was stopped. After I explained my purpose, I was still allowed to enter alone, and the mover I brought with me was not allowed to follow. I am also doing things according to regulations. Why don't you contact the leader? He actually raised his eyebrows at me. I took a deep breath, asked the mover to wait for me outside, and went in first. Before I even entered the recording studio, I vaguely heard a sound outside the door that made me feel physically sick. My recording studio? Why would Lily record songs in it? I was really impressed. Anger surged in my heart, and I pushed the door open. Lily, do you like to use other people's things so much? Lily was startled, took off her headphones, and looked at me with a sarcastic smile slowly appearing on the corner of her mouth. Hey, you street rat. You dare to come to the company. Have you raised enough money to redeem yourself? I will not use other people's things with a shameless face, even if I have no money. Get out of my recording studio immediately. Yours? The company doesn't want you anymore? This recording studio is your turn? This will be where I record songs from now on. And you are the one who needs to get out. I don't care about this broken place, but I bought all the equipment myself, and I want to move out. I didn't want to see her smug look anymore, so I started moving things directly. Stop. What you say is yours is yours. This is the company stuff. Lily held on to it and yelled, Security! Someone is trying to steal. Come quickly. I have the receipt to prove it. I knew the company was used to being a hooligan, so I was prepared. I threw the receipt in their faces, but the agent still had the nerve to say, although it's your money, since it's in the company, it's public property. Even if you terminate the contract with the company, you have no right to take it away. Besides, the lawsuit is not over yet. I argued with reason. Your face is all over the floor. Why don't you pick it up? How did you make your fortune? You just rely on shamelessness. As long as it's in the company, it's public property. Now you're standing in the company. Your face is also confiscated. Right? What are you bragging about? Trash that no one wants. Lily said, and deliberately dropped the words and hit directly on the mixing console. My blood pressure rose instantly. Damn. She dared to ruin the equipment that I usually treasure so much. This is tantamount to disfiguring my husband. I almost couldn't help but slap her again, but immediately thought of something more important to do. So I took out my phone to record the video, but they asked the security guard to drag me out. It was so embarrassing that this incident even became a hot search on the day. The picture was the one where I was thrown out. The unscrupulous media took advantage of the situation and said that I was unable to pay the penalty for breach of contract and went to the company to make trouble, and was thrown out as a result. I immediately posted a blog to refute the rumor, explaining that I was just going to get something, and the company shamelessly occupied my private property. However, it takes only one mouth to spread a rumor, but it takes a lot of effort to refute it, so my explanation is useless. The picture where I was thrown out was also made into an emoticon package, with the words Han-san, will be back. My mother tongue is speechless. Not only did the company occupy my equipment, but the termination of the contract was also delayed again and again. I know this is their usual method. Use time to drag me down. For an artist, popularity is life. If he drags on the contract issue and doesn't solve it, I can't participate in any activities. If he drags on for a day, my popularity will be less. Until I disappear. I have seen excellent young singers being hidden because they are unwilling to obey the company's control. They are forced to lose popularity and their careers are ruined. They are unscrupulous because other people's dreams and lives are insignificant to them. Only interest can move them. They thought I was also easy to control. Unfortunately, they made a wrong calculation this time. Don't think that only they can buy hot searches. I have money, so I can do it. That night, tea.She Entertainment's hot search airborne. Skyge liquidated damages. Occupation of artist's private property and other negative news directly hung high in the top 3 hot searches. The other side spent money frantically to withdraw the hot search, so I spent money to buy the hot search directly. Anyway, my family has shares, so I will just consider it as my contribution to the family's income this quarter. After tossing for most of the night, the company collapsed directly. For the first time in history, They took the initiative to contact me for hot searches. Where did you get the money? I sarcastically said. Ah, selling insurance. What do you want to do? Terminate the contract and return my things to me. The other party was silent for a long time and did not immediately agree. Half an hour later, the other party took the initiative to contact me and readily agreed to a time for me to sign the termination contract and move my things. I was a little surprised. Although I used my money power, their faces changed too quickly. Could it be that they knew my identity? When I debuted through a talent show, my parents strongly opposed it and bluntly said that they would cut off my living expenses. I have a very stubborn temper. I thought that if they don't give it, then don't give it. When I become famous, won't I be able to support myself? When I signed up and filled in the information, I didn't write my parents' real information. Later, I was lucky enough to debut with the second place and signed a contract with the company. I thought my star path was open, but it didn't take long for it to become out of fashion. At that time, I couldn't understand why the company that ranked lower than me and was not as popular as me gave such good resources. Later, I found out that they had a backstage. But I also have a backstage and I am richer than them. My mother later suggested that she buy our company and support me, but I refused. I really wanted to make a name for myself, but I found that I wanted to make a name for myself, but the company didn't. This is really not positive energy. 7 After moving the things back, I asked someone to maintain them. Fortunately, they were not damaged seriously, just a little bit. I sent the bill to Lily, and she immediately replied with a question mark. You have evidence. Pay the money, or we'll see you in court. I threw the video I recorded in the company that day to her. It's a big star, right? Lily pretended to be dead, and I quickly logged into the online small court and took a screenshot for Lily. Then we'll see you on the hot search. Big star. After a while, Alipay flashed 130. Zara you on arrive. Very good. I happily took the money, ordered a luxurious takeaway, took a photo and sent it to Lily. Lily blocked me. At the contract signing side, the company's senior executives looked at each other, ignored them, and directly asked the movers to move the things. Lily was there too, standing far away. Although she was smiling, her displeasure was written all over her face. I made a face at her and walked out with a swagger. I'll piss you off. I've said goodbye to the company completely, paid $1 million yuan in liquidated damages, and the matter is over. I never expected that Lily would be so shameless again. She was going to be a regular guest on a variety show. This was a pre-interview, and it was her first time on the show since our incident. The program team mentioned our grievances in a roundabout way to attract attention. Very well. She pretended to be very aggrieved, and she kept putting the blame on me in her words, portraying herself as a flawless victim. What's even more outrageous is that she actually implied that I was supported by a sponsor and that's why I dared to be so arrogant. Pah! It's really a blind for tunchler nonsense. The daffodil doesn't bloom, why pretend to be so arrogant? I'm not the kind of person who would hold on to anything. So I taught him a lesson and the matter was over. But if Lily comes up to me and she doesn't want to have a good time, then I will play with her again. After the interview, a row of sponsors' names scrolled across the upper right corner of the program, and our Ui Ming Gold was ranked first. I smiled slightly and called my brother. Your brother, Azong Xiang, wants to go on stage. My brother vomited. Speak normally to me, or I will twist your head off. Brother, I want to go on a show sponsored by your company. Okay. A Thai, a female star who just terminated the contract and should be in the snow period, actually want to go on the show. And it's with Lily, who was beaten by me. The bad guys in the melon field exploded again, running and shouting crazily under my small account and Lily's account. I deliberately asked the program team to put my name before Lily's. Disgusting her. Didn't he say that I was kept by a sponsor? Then let her see the power of the sponsor. I don't know what my brother said, but the program team was very polite to me. They even brought the script to ask for my opinion before the show started. Teacher song. We arranged to try not to let you meet people you don't like. But she had signed it before. And we can't break the contract. So, I know. You don't have to arrange for me to separate from her. Let's just let it go. I smiled friendly. That day, I received a message from Lily. You did it on purpose. Cindy, this show has nothing to do with you. Why do you have to squeeze in to join in the fun? You can participate. Why can't I? Don't think you're great just because you've got a sponsor. Your bad temper will be kicked out in a few days. Bow. Don't bother. You are shameless. It's useless to be on the show. You've already been stinking. Don't expect to become popular again. I could feel her anger across the screen. And I couldn't stop laughing. The angrier she was, the happier I was. On the day of the show, she was obviously unhappy. We were in the same dressing room. She wanted to maintain her gentle and lovely persona. And she took the initiative to come forward to greet me. I rolled my eyes and said, "Don't get close to me." Others didn't say anything either. They were obviously very defensive. Probably because they were afraid that I would fight with Lily at any time. I don't know what my brother said to the production team when he was trying to get people in. These people were more attentive to me than ever before. I didn't get treated this way when I was at my most popular. They all called me teacher. This made Lily jealous. I was happy and hummed a little song. Finally you became someone else's mistress. And I know it's not because of love. I heard the makeup artist behind me gasp. And Lily's face suddenly darkened. She glared at me. And I just whistled contemptuously. "Nine, don't go too far." Lily sent a message. "So what? You hit me." I sent a provocative expression. "Just you wait." She was so confident that I thought she had some tricks. But when the show started, I realized that she was playing tricks again. In addition to my sister's jewelry store, today's show is sponsored by a financial brand. Lily is a close friend of the brand and has been interested in deepening cooperation and preparing to upgrade her idol. This design program is an opportunity. There is a link to guess the design concept based on the new products of this brand, and invite the female guests on the scene to perform together. My lines and hers were actually assigned by the program team, and the lines I got were not more colorful than hers. But she just liked to grab other people's things. She peeked at my script and said the words I was supposed to say in advance. This was completely different from the rehearsal. Others were also confused, and she was still proudly pulling the female guests to perform, and looked at me with gloating. Maybe she thought I didn't have time to prepare and would make a fool of myself in public. After all, in her eyes, I came from a small family, and how could I make up any design concept on the spot for such a high-end luxury brand? The host came over and tried to smooth things over for me. I smiled at her and picked up the model that Lily was supposed to introduce. This product of MG adheres to the design concept of Eastern learning as the body and Western learning as the use, and for the first time applies the palace embroidery technology to bags. The host breathed a sigh of relief, but Lily's eyes were incredulous. Of course, she didn't know that the designer of MG was a friend of my mother. My mother liked her style, so I was influenced by her and knew much more than what was written in the script. If it weren't for Lily's trick, how could I have the opportunity to talk freely and develop such a highlight moment? You know a lot. The male guest who partnered with me showed me an admiring look. I was sweating coldly. Fortunately, I were smart. The host patted my shoulder. "Let's have dinner together after the show is over." Lily looked at me with a look of unwillingness in her eyes. She was scolded for changing the script. But what does it have to do with me? During the meal, she was deliberately playing tricks, hinting in a sarcastic way that I deliberately changed the script so that I could stand out. I laughed. "Did I force you to read my script? How was the script distributed? Do you think the staff are fools?" Lily blushed and wanted to say more, but the director smiled and smoothed things over, not letting her speak again. There was an interview after the show, and I don't know if it was deliberately arranged, but the entertainment reporter actually mentioned the incident of Lily and Sean being photographed a while ago. The atmosphere suddenly became awkward, and Lily smiled and said, "It's all misunderstandings. We were just discussing the script together at the time, and we are just colleagues. I curled my lips. It's really a toad kissing a frog. And it's ugly and useless. Lily's face changed. But the entertainment reporter's eyes were shining. This sister, Cindy's still angry with me. I'm really innocent. I sneered. It's really flying a kite under the table. And the shot is not high. Lily couldn't help it. And said with red eyes, "You are too bullying." I sneered. It's like putting chicken feathers on a bat. What kind of bird are you? The interview ended unhappily. And the reporter even released it. Netizens were excited. And they specially cut out this part. I love the irritable sister. She is really my internet mouth. It's so cool to listen to her scolding people. 666. This was purely unintentional. But a few days later, I got an unexpected good news. MG wanted to find me to be a brand ambassador. And the title that Lily had been thinking about day and night just fell from the sky and fell on my head. Mom, you are not behind the scenes, right? I have been in the industry for so long, and no big names have taken a fancy to me. Just because I talked nonsense on the show, they chose me as a brand ambassador. My mother said that it had nothing to do with her, and it was up to me whether to sign or not. When I really sat down to talk with the brand, I realized that it was really the part I improvised on the spot that touched the leader's heart, and he immediately decided to choose me. I just thought it was a rebound, and it would be a good opportunity to piss off Lily. After Lily lost the title, she was really annoyed, and she showed her little green tea spirit to the extreme. She almost cried and accused me of stealing her endorsement. Her fans were not busy doing data for her, but they jumped in my account every day, saying that I was supported by a rich woman, shameless, and stole Lily's endorsement. If you don't agree, let your sister find one too. After I replied, I blocked her 3 times. 10 Traffic is really very mysterious. At the beginning, I worked hard to make music, and no one cared. However, after the incident between me and Lily, my popularity increased strangely. A director came to my door and invited me, and a few sisters who debuted together in the talent show, to appear on a variety show together. This show has no budget, which can be said to be the lowest pay I have ever seen. And there is no popularity. I guess it was because they couldn't find anyone. So, they thought of us. A group of outdated female singers. I was suffering from various affairs of the company. I finally had a chance to go out and take a break. I agreed to take it and sent it to the group of our sisters. Here comes the job. Sisters, are you free to join? Many of the people who came out together have withdrawn because this road is really difficult to walk. Although the remaining ones have representative works, they are not very popular. This news really blew them up. Although there was not much money, everyone regarded it as an opportunity for sisters to get together and agreed. I and a group of sisters survived on a deserted island. We finally set up a tent in the wind and drain and watched TV wrapped in blankets. As soon as we turned it on, it was Lily's program. Is this what it means to meet enemies on a narrow road? Lily is on the hottest variety show. She sits in a warm little house and eats seafood. She also talks about the difficulties of her artist career with tears and snot. Very good. I know. She is going to make trouble again. The sister on the side patted my shoulder and cast a sympathetic look at me. Why don't you cry too? I don't want to. I cry at every turn. Do I really think I am a cabbage? The sisters laughed and sang in unison. My brother was also successfully disgusted by Lily, and sent a message in the middle of the night. I am so angry that the green tea is so cheap. Are the senior executives of your company blind? They don't support you, but support her? I studied it. And the biggest company in your industry is Zhejiang. I will ask someone to talk to you tomorrow. When I buy shares, I will support you and step on that broken company. I immediately replied, Don't worry. Use your money. He is really my brother. You gave me 20 restaurants for free, and I finally chased Yo-Yo. This is my brother's return to you, although the rumors outside are serious, saying that my restaurant went bankrupt due to poor management. It is not true. The restaurant was originally borrowed from me by a sister who was not doing well in management. Later, I also spent some energy to build it up and open 20 chains. The income is still considerable, but I really don't like doing business. It happened that my brother wanted to chase a girl and took a fancy to my restaurant, so I packed it up and gave it to him. Now it would be more suitable for me to change an entertainment company, but I don't want to buy shares. I want to set up my own studio with my group of sisters. My dad got furious after hearing this. You have only learned how to manage a company from me for a few days. What are you doing now? You are almost 30 years old, and you still don't want to settle down. My dad thought I was fooling around, but I knew what I wanted. In the few days I went out with these sisters, this idea became particularly clear. My dad threw me out of the office directly. 11 When I was preparing for the studio, I was lucky. That poor variety show with no promotion became popular. The clip of us surviving on a deserted island like a group of savages received a lot of emoticons, and netizens affectionately called it the reemployment of an outdated girl group. In this magical world, no one cares when you are desperately trying to become popular. We just did a team building and it became a hot search. After I agreed, the program team also released the part where I dissed Lily. Coupled with my straightforward personality, I was immediately nicknamed Song Du I Do. The sisters suddenly had more business, and they all achieved breakthroughs. The old fans were overjoyed. The anti-black group and data group were revived and recruited people overnight. New fans rushed in and were busy digging up the black history. The super topic was very lively. The studio I just formed suddenly encountered this scene, and it was also responsible for the business of several brothers. I was completely at a loss. As a boss, I had to work overtime. I wrote and posted the recruitment advertisements myself. Although I was a novice, I also struck while the iron was hot and fought for a good resource. A mid-autumn festival gala of a well-known EV station. Although the remuneration was not much, the exposure rate was very good. On the day of signing, the contact person of the program group looked at us and hesitated to speak, and told me tactfully, Lily will also attend this party. So what? Should I not sign because of her? How is it possible? This is my chance. Even if someone should give up, it should be her. I bumped into Lily, which is a hot spot that has been tried and tested. I have no objection, and the program group is naturally happy. In fact, we are in different programs, and we have never met in rehearsals. But I met my brother magically. He was talking to a young director, and when he saw me with a smile, he restrained his smile. Don't tell my parents. Why can't you tell? What are you doing here? Didn't the program group invite us because you got in through the back door? My brother's behavior is really suspicious. I'm a sponsor. Why can't I come? Have you really entered Yinchenyu? Didn't you say you don't need it? Now they will really say that I rely on the backstage. Oh, I think too much. It's not for you. Your participation in this program has nothing to do with me. My brother glanced behind him, and his ears turned red. I saw that the girl was pretty, tall, and wearing gold-rimmed glasses. Isn't this Yo-Yo, whom my brother has been chasing for almost a year? I understand. Don't talk nonsense. I made an okay gesture. Well, I plan to organize a creative singing variety show with my sisters, and I'm still short of a sponsor. My brother rolled his eyes at me. I know. I'll help you solve it. I won't ask for it for free. I'll give you a share of the profits when the time comes. 12 Everything went smoothly, but something went wrong the day before the performance. I'm on the hot search again. As you can imagine, it's not a positive news. Shock. There is such a dirty truth behind the resurgence of an out-of-date actress. Very good. They said I was kept. And the picture was a photo of me and my brother going home together after the rehearsal that day. The words used are very suggestive. They said they went home hand in hand, stayed at home all night, behaved intimately. They said my brother is a new shareholder of tea.She, and tea.She happened to sponsor the variety shows that made me popular. They analyzed all kinds of connections. They nailed it down that I was supported by a sponsor. My ex-boyfriend, who had been on the run for a long time, also came out to join in the fun, saying that I behaved intimately with the sponsor during the relationship, and he couldn't stand it and broke up with me. Bah, this photo was taken a few days ago, and it was released the day before the performance. The ex-boyfriend's operation was also precisely timed. His heart is worthy of being killed. He was targeting me. The group exploded, and the sisters frantically swiped the screen. Are you okay? Are you okay? You won't really be hidden this time, right? Sister, when did you meet the sponsor? If you become rich, don't forget each other. Sister, well, will our show be cancelled? If I can't clarify this scandal, the show will definitely be a mess tomorrow, and it will be difficult for us to cooperate again. However, they miscalculated. I called the production team to explain, but I didn't expect the other party to be very kind. It's okay. It's okay. Your brother has already explained to us. You don't have to worry. My brother was more anxious than me. Hurry up and clarify that you are my sister. Don't let my goddess misunderstand me. Hurry up. Speed. I'm so angry. Don't let me find out who is behind it, or I'll kill him. I wondered why my brother was so active in clarifying for me this time. So this is it. I posted a family photo in Mosaic. It had my parents. Sorry. The sponsor is my brother. He was bored and bought a company for fun, and exchanged it for my 20 restaurants. In addition, have you ever seen a sponsor like me who has a bad temper? The sponsor has a lot of money, but he is not stupid. Okay? Before the haters had time to fight, the audience was occupied by the onlookers who came here to see the news. Wow. If you have money, you don't need to be supported, okay? You are so rich, but you hide it. By the way, his brother has so many companies. Is Cindy's family the richest in City A? With a serious attitude, I replied to the netizen, no. No, no, no. Only the third richest in City A. 13 after this incident, my fans inexplicably increased again, with a lot of private messages every day, mixed with some asking for money from me. I don't have time to deal with it because I'm writing songs. My brother went crazy yesterday and ordered a thorough investigation of the whistleblower, and ended up tracing Lily. This guy accidentally saw me and my brother whispering in a corner during rehearsal, and concluded that it was my sponsor, and hired paparazzi to take pictures of us all the way home. She really thought she had taken a lot of explosive news and deliberately chose such a day to release it. Can my brother tolerate this? He almost lost his goddess. So he told the program team directly. So Lily's program was cancelled, and the extra time was arranged for me by the program team. I thought about it and decided to perform an original song. It doesn't matter if it's popular or not. I really want to diss this fucking circle. It's true that you have money, but it's false that you keep a mistress. It's false that you spread rumors, but it's true that you hurt people. You wear a mask and hide behind the scenes. Do you know what's true and what's false? The revelation is false, but the keyboard is true. If it's right, I'll be the prophet, and if it's wrong, I'll delete the comments. I hide behind the holy light. I hide in the keyboard, and I don't care what's true and what's false. I stood on the stage and didn't look at anyone's expression. I'm such a rebellious person in my bones. I sing what I want to sing and hate what I hate. After the performance, the staff had different expressions. I guess the director wanted to scold me, but because of my brother's face, he just patted my shoulder and asked me to rest. I opened Weibo and, as expected, I was pushed up again. The performance was live, and the screen recording was full of comments. My brother didn't mind the trouble, and reposted the video on the company's official Weibo and commented, I don't know if it's sick or not, but it's really magical. Many music media people reposted it, and gave it high praise. That night, a production company contacted me, unwanted to sign the song. Magical. I wrote so many songs and no one liked them, but they flocked to this song that scolded this broken circle, taking advantage of the popularity. I found a reliable production company to launch the album. The album sold well, and I took advantage of the popularity to arrange the group variety show. I wanted to let the talented sisters around me be seen. 14 This show was not very optimistic. Although I became popular, it was unknown whether this variety show could make money, so the initial funds were slightly tight. After the first episodes became popular because of the well-made songs, not only did sponsors come to visit, but also capital took the opportunity to fill in people. But I never expected that Lily would have the nerve to come up to me, and it was a big guy who pushed her in under the pretext of sponsorship. I refused without thinking. This program was created by me and my sisters. Creation is our pure land. I don't want people like her to pollute it. Later, I ran into Lily by chance. She was holding hands with the Baldwin Pop Trio director, with a flattering smile on her face, serving the Queen Mother. She had the potential to be a celebrity around the Queen Mother, but the Queen Mother was moody and unhappy. I don't know what she was unhappy about, so she gave her a big bag. Lily frowned and quickly forced a smile. When she looked up, she happened to see me. Her face turned pale with embarrassment, and she hurried away. I suddenly remembered that when her fans scolded me for being supported by a sponsor, I replied to them, "Let your green tea sister find one too." Unexpectedly, Lily really did it. If her fans knew, how would they feel? Facts have proved that when the house collapses, those who should run will still run. When the photos of Lily and the director were exposed, the commentariat was in a state of misery. However, apart from Lily's commentariat, mine was also lively. Enthusiastic people were egging me to see. Dal Ang. Come quickly, She Men King's house has collapsed. It was rumored in the circle that Lily was banned because she was not willing to be lonely while hooking up with her sponsor, and was caught in bed by her sponsor, so she was unlucky. However, I didn't have the energy to delve into whether the news was true or false, because I was sitting at the MG Music Festival, memorizing the lines for the award I would receive on stage later. As everyone knows, I have been popular and unpopular. Although I have encountered many injustices, my greatest luck is that my works can be recognized by everyone. This is my happiest moment. Thank you, fans. Thank you, organizers. And thank you to the rich women and rich men sitting in the audience who have supported me. At the scene where everyone was gasping for air, I continued to smile and finish the rest of the words. My mom and my dad.